Good morning. Who's outside walking? Who's moving their bodies? Who's walking with me? Hi, Bob. Who's walking with me today? That guy's blowing his driveway. Love it. Whew. Good morning. Oh, happy Sunday, New York City. You know, it's funny. I had a thought yesterday about New York City. How many naysayers? New York will never recover from COVID. She's like a ghost town. New York is not the same since COVID. New York came back from 9/11. And you think the greatest city in the world can't come back from COVID? The beautiful thing about New York is anybody that doesn't believe in her, she's so confident, she doesn't even want you. That's the beautiful thing about New York City. New York City is like, oh, you don't believe in me? You don't believe I could come back from the pandemic after I came back from the crash of Wall Street, the fucking uh, organized crime, 9/11. You don't think New York City can come back? She is the greatest city in the world. And if you don't believe in her and you're a naysayer, she doesn't want you. So just stay where you at. But start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I'm gonna be a part of it. New York, New York. Whew. Anyway, I'm just out here um, walking this morning, moving my body. The kids have had so many people sleeping over, like little sleepovers, because Olivia's their friends are like all finally vaccinated, and so parents are letting kids sleep out. And I feel like I've had kids in my house for days. Ugh. Um, so I did dinner last night. So Michael's making chocolate chip pancakes. Hello, Homewood. Chocolate chip pancakes and sausage, and he likes to do breakfast. So I went out for my walk in my Bon Jovi t-shirt. And I have my eye patches under my eye because it's Sunday and I like a little self-care. Look, I painted my own nails. So I painted them gray with one finger. That's a boo-boo, by the way. That is not nail polish. That's a boo-boo. Um, One finger like a maroon. Words of wisdom cannot follow after 6 months. Chewing gum is so distracting. Okay. Well, you should probably log out. Um, I don't know what to tell you. Imagine coming on Coffee Talk this long and being like, I don't like your gum. I don't like my gum either, but I have medical reasons why I need to keep gum in my mouth all the time. Um, so the patches under my eye are they Bliss or are they Tula? They're in my refrigerator at home. I need to check. They're either Bliss or Tula. I think they're I got to check. I'm going to double check. So I want to tell you guys a story. So Michael and I were at the football game on Friday night. We were at the homecoming game at John Carroll. And there was a couple seated in the um, bleachers, you know, and the wife appears much younger than the husband. See, men age like fine wine, but once they get old, they look like dried fruit. And Women start to age visually much faster, but we stay youthful much longer. So, anyway, I saw him like looking at them, like watching them really intently. And I was like, babe, what are you looking at? And he was like, that couple we always see. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, he looks so old. And I was like, well, he is old. He's a lot older than she is. And I could see the wheels turning in his head. And I realized that what was dawning on him in that moment, literally in that moment, we have been married for 14 years. What was dawning on him in that moment was that that would be us, that we would be out somewhere at some point and he would look like a very old man. And I would still appear youthful and spunky because we are 13 and a half years difference. So even, I mean, 70 is not old, but let's say 80. When Michael's 80, when he turns 80, I'll be 66 and a half, 60, just turned 67. That's a big difference. What the fuck is biting me? Seriously, I hate nature. Um, so it was just dawning on him, guys. It was just dawning on him. I'm like, you have it literally, like, I felt so bad because he was absolving the reality of what I weighed before I even married him. I thought about all of it. Like, do I want to marry a man 13 and a half years my senior? What is it going to look like when we have children? They had we were there for homecoming, so the homecoming court was there and the girls were walked down by their father. And I said to Michael, how sad is it that I was on homecoming court my senior year of high school and my dad died 2 weeks before homecoming, less than 2 weeks. And I won. And I had no one to walk me for homecoming. My mom was so sad and in so much mourning, she couldn't even get up. And I had to go to homecoming alone and walk by myself. Okay, so forget the trauma of that, right? Because this isn't really about me. But Michael's comment was, well, shit, if Charlie made it to homecoming, she'd have to push me. Good job, buddy. Look at you go. Go, buddy, go. Let me see. Go. Great job. My neighbor's learning how to ride his bike. Um, so anyway, buenos dias. Buenos días. Bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Y tú? ¿Y tu familia? ¿Todo está bien? Perfecto. Got to talk to everybody in the neighborhood because people be like, who are the people in your neighborhood? And you want to be the one that they're like, oh, that crazy girl with the gum. Um, anyway, oh, I hate that sound. That sound still tortures me. I'm still triggered. Ugh. Anyway, Michael made a comment about Charlie having to push him um, in a wheelchair. Okay, seriously, something is biting the bejesus out of me, and I'm over it. Um, and I said to him, "Oh, babe, you won't be in a wheelchair, but you probably will be have a walker." And he laughed, but like he didn't think it was funny. And it was like all starting to really dawn on him, and I was like, "Wow, personal timing is everything, isn't it?" Because um, how is he just realizing this? Literally, how are you just putting this together? sir. When Charlie's 18, we're 17 and graduating. Well, I don't know how they'll graduate, but 18, I guess she'll turn 18 in November, and then she'll be 18 as a senior. So I think, I don't know. But, Michael's going to be like, oh, Michael's going to be 59 in January. I'll be 45 in October. He'll be 59 in January. So, anyway, my point of sharing this with you is not to debate whether you think Michael is old or not, because it doesn't matter to me. My point of sharing this with you is it is amazing to me how there are certain things we see right away. And other people who could be living right in the same house with us or have great close relationships with us or whatever, they don't even, it doesn't even occur to them. Like, bruh, how did you not like realize that we are going to be the couple where you're old and I'm not? I mean, I'm older. I'll be older, but like you'll be 80 and I'll be 66. That's a huge difference. So now I tell him, act right, or when you're 80, I'm not going to change your diapers. I'm going to let you sit and poop. But anyway, it's just amazing to me how some people can how could we have been on this journey together all this time and it just occurred to you? Like, y'all could say age is just a number and blah, 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 and I get it, but 66 and 80 is a difference. I don't want to hear, don't, it's a difference. It's a difference. So, also, I've been insanely hungry the last 3 days, and I couldn't figure out why. I just couldn't stop eating. And then I got my period today. So now I know why. So the next time I feel crazy hungry, y'all just need to remind me, Jamie, you're crazy hungry because you're getting your period. Oh, thank you. And I don't know what else. Um, the eye patches. I think they're Tula or Bliss. I have to. Oh my God, something. Whatever bit me, and my leg is itching so bad. Um, they are either Tula or Bliss. I just need to look in my refrigerator when I get home. But um, I mean, I'll tell you what the brand is. I love them. So I know like 3 people with COVID right now. Ugh, so bad. Um, and I'm really ready for this shit to be over so I could start having my Halloween party again because it's my favorite time of year. Mm. Um, anyway, there's like little no-see-ums, little, oh my gosh, guys, you would have been so proud of me. Listen, what I have learned about arguing with people is don't raise your voice, raise your argument. And my default when I argue is to get nasty and intimidating and loud. And let me tell you, that does not work all the time, especially when you have real mourning, when you have real points to make. Your points are lost when you get nasty or you get loud. Um, and okay, you little shit fucking bug. Um, And so yesterday, I'm not going to get into the argument right now. I'll tell you guys on a different coffee talk because it's too long. But I just want to tell you that I actually am so proud of myself because I was able to make the points I wanted to make and feel really good about it and did not let this gentleman gaslight me, which is what he was trying to do. Because when people say polarizing, gaslighting things in arguments, what they do is they shift you from your point to trying to defend or justify or whatever their triggering words. So when you have a good point to make and they say something polarizing, you then feel like you have to abandon your point to go diffuse what they said. No, 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 that's not it. Da, da, da. And I was like, not today, Satan. You are not going to gaslight me, honey. I ain't no barbecue bitch. And I just stayed focused on my points and my information. And I didn't approach it as an argument. I approached it as a civics lesson. And y'all would have been so proud of me. Even if you don't agree with me, you would have been proud of me because it was growth. I'm telling you now, because used to be that I would just get nasty and get personal and be like, bruh, you don't even have any lips. How are you going to try to come for me with no lips? And that's not productive because that's just offensive. It shows low class and character on my part. Sure, maybe it gets a chuckle out of some people. Maybe it embarrasses him, but it doesn't make me sound smarter. I didn't accomplish anything. I certainly didn't get a chance to make my point. So, anyway, I feel so proud of myself today. I'm like, you know what? This is how I need to be. I should be a lawyer because when I have information and I understand it, I mean, I was a political science major. Hello. Oh my God, I'm so itchy. I'm invincible. Anyway, it was really great. And I'm very proud of myself. So maybe I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow. If you promise not to like get mad at me. Well, or at least if you get mad at me, you just log off. Um, all right. I love you guys. And I'm so glad we had a chance to check in with each other today. As I said yesterday, I cannot deal with the triggering images of 9/11. I watched it happening in real time. I don't need to see images 20 years later. I will never forget because I could never forget. And I will say the interesting with Americans thing with Americans is we like to hashtag never forget the history we're comfortable hashtag never forgetting. But if the history doesn't suit us or we don't like it or we're tired of hearing about it, then we just want it to be over. Stop talking about it already. Why are you still bringing up slavery? Oh my God. So is it never forget or is it stop talking about it already? I don't know. But I can tell you that I don't need to see bodies falling from buildings or planes crashing to never forget 9/11. I couldn't forget 9/11 if I lived 150 lifetimes. So I stayed off social media yesterday and I decorated my porch. I love you very much. Um, I truly love you so much, like so, so much. I love you just the way you are, just as you come. I don't care if you haven't even brushed your teeth yet or if you're watching me from the toilet while you're making poopies. I don't care. I love you so much and I'm so grateful you're here. I'm so glad you were born and I love you. Have a great, great day.